Hello there, Erin here. Welcome. Today I am finishing up the last layout from the Exploring Nature workshop kit. I've been working my way through these layouts, giving them a makeover to suit my style and work with my photos. So layout number 2 is the last one I have, so that's what we'll be working with today. And I've got the bits and pieces here, and then I pulled a lot of my leftover bits and put them in this tray. Now, the title for this layout that comes with it is Everyday Adventure. And at first, I'm thinking that is not going to work because we are in Alaska. We're, in this beautiful area. That's my husband Mike and I, and my friend Bonnie and her husband Traeger. And we were watching eagles pull salmon out of the river and have a little snacky snack of salmon. But that is definitely not an everyday adventure for me, right? But I'm going to tell you a funny story while we were in Alaska, how Everyday Adventure is actually the perfect title for these photos. So we learned a lot about the eagles while we were there. There's a seagull in the background too, trying to sneak in and take advantage. There's an adult eagle, and we learned that the juvenile eagles are born all brown and then they start changing colors as they get older and then have that traditional look with the white head that we are used to associating with the bald eagles. So really beautiful spot. We just kind of stopped at this, lookout, and we were just watching the eagles do their thing. So I have prepared some bits and pieces following along from the workshop. And of course, I'm going to switch it up just a little bit, but I did print my photos to kind of work with this orientation. So let's go ahead and set this off to the side and we will jump right in. I do have 2 sheets of white that there'll just be a little bit of this showing out of the background. And the workshops come with punch outs that are labeled. So you can see this one here is an exclusive piece to the workshop and it says Project 2. And I pulled, the other bits and pieces too that are also labeled like Project 2. Some of these are from the other layouts that I didn't end up using on those layouts, but most of these were intended for Project 2. And then I've got some stickers that I cut out of the sticker sheet as well. And then of course I'll probably pull some things from my stash to add to this and make it my own. Now I have an idea, and this is one of the reasons why I dry fit everything, because if you just jump in and start cutting, it can be hard to, let's measure twice, cut once kind of a thing. So what they have suggested is basically this paper runs across. They have this supporting a trio of photos running down the layout over here. And then I do happen to have some scraps here, so because it's trying to get away from me. I had multiple paper packs, so I do have some scraps. I don't know if that's the exact measurement. It might be, but you can see they have that paper running across the bottom. And then this like scripty paper, they have this going behind the photos. Now, this is 12 inches long, and if I leave it 12 inches long, what it's going to allow me to do is just have a strip of this paper at the top and a strip of it at the bottom. So I'm actually using quite a bit less than if I were to have that entire page and kind of pull that in just a little bit. And whenever I run it to the edge, I like to, connect them in the middle and have it running all the way across, and make sure your text is going the right way. I had that upside down on both pieces. So rather than cutting out this great big piece of this paper, I can now just do some paper strips. But before, I need to see how much of that, I need to cut, how big of a piece. So we can bring our photos in here. And I did follow along. So I chose the picture of Mike and I for our main focal photo. And then this one will actually go on top. And then the eagles for my trio of photos going on the column here. And I did print those with a white border. And they actually have it designed this way to where the photos are going beyond it, but I want to see more of that blue paper. So what I think I'm going to do is actually overlap these. They're still separated by that white border, but now I'll of course fine tune it to where I have the same distance at the top and bottom, but I don't need that entire photo. I can overlap it just a little bit and then contain them within, and I think that looks quite nice. So then we'll do this landscape photo here, as they have designed, and then they have a 3x4. So I chose that one, and then they have this piece here, and then the title underneath, kind of working with the photos. Now, if you notice, there's this natural stair step down. So I kind of want to put it here because then it frames this photo in. If I bring it over here, yeah, you could say you're kind of doing the same thing, but I just don't quite like it as much. Like it looks like it's meant to go here. So these bits and pieces, you can create them exactly and they often work out beautifully, but feel free to switch them up to work with what you have. And I might even put my journaling on the inside. Bonnie and Traeger are looking in, and it still works here. But I don't know. Your eye kind of takes in a layout almost like a book, like we're reading it like you'd read a page of a book. And I think that's why so many of us put our titles on the left-hand side because it's the natural progression. And I don't always like my journaling over to where you're kind of first taking it in. And these are not rules, these are just little style preferences on how I like to create. So I think I'll probably flip that like that, but we'll see. I might change that after saying all of that. So I think this gives me an idea of how big I can cut my papers so I can go ahead and start that process. I went ahead and cut them all down. So each piece is 12 inches. This one is 1 3/4 tall going across. This one is 2 inches. And then this bottom piece in crumb cake is also 2 inches tall. Now I might end up overlapping them just a bit, but that is what I trimmed them down to. The scripted piece of pattern paper is 5 inches tall. And then if you look here, they have a border of Secret C. So I went ahead and cut that down. I'm going to tuck it under and have about 1/4 inch showing on the top of the layout there. I'm going to bring in all my bits and pieces and just kind of roughly dry fit them. I actually want that above that secret C border there at the top, and then we can arrange the photos. So I want to make sure I'm happy with everything because I changed a few things up, and then I will go ahead and commit to adhering down my paper layers. Let's bring in the pieces on this side and then my title here. Now on they've got this circle that says explore more down by the title. So they've got it kind of something like this, which is okay, but I think I want to use this up top to create an embellishment cluster in that area. I am not going to overthink this part. I've got all the pieces they've used and I'm just going to plop them down in the areas the sketch has suggested. So of course, my circles at the top, they do have a couple sprigs sticking out of the circle towards the bottom. So I just kind of relocated that. And they have this nature walk tag over here and it's a bit big. So I'm going to have to kind of push these in and overlap them. And then they have a couple sprigs coming out from the nature walk. So this helps me to kind of take it all in as one and make sure I like it. Now, looking at this right now, I can tell you down here we need that secret C color. So I went ahead and cut a couple more strips for the bottom, and you can see that definitely brought in a lot of balance and made a big impact. So I'm happy with this. I'm going to go ahead and ink up all the edges in secret C and get them adhered off camera. Now, I really wanted eagles to embellish my layouts from Alaska, and I all I could find was this one here on Amazon, and I like that there's different positions. Plus, we're going back to Alaska on a cruise, so I know I'll be able to use this multiple times. This I picked up from Amazon. It's the GLOBELAND brand, and they're okay. I have a few others of these. They're silicone. It's not the same material as photopolymer, which is the highest quality stamps that companies like Stampin' Up, all are close to my heart stamps. They were made from photopolymer. But this will work. But I just want to remind you guys, and this can be with any company. I ordered this stamp and it came, and I don't know if you can see it. Like, do you see all those lines on the package? I thought, well, that's kind of weird. And it was like icky down here. I'm like, this is used, and somebody returned it. And I thought, okay, well, I don't care. It's not like I'm wearing it, right? So I started stamping them out, and sure enough, it was defective. So I don't know why Amazon didn't pull it, but do you see how there's big chunks missing? And when you look at the actual stamps, you can feel it. And that's why there's nothing you could do to get a complete pattern. And it just kept getting worse and worse. So Amazon is taking it back, and I did order a new one. But here's your public service announcement. Always check your stamps, even if you don't have time to craft right away, it's always a good idea to, first of all, make sure it's what you ordered. And second of all, just make sure there's no issues because you want to be able to return it. Most companies stand behind their products. So you don't want to get stuck with a defective stamp because just put it by the wayside, life got busy, and you didn't get around to inking it up. But this is not common, and you do get what you pay for. So these are inexpensive, cheaper quality stamps, but I still think they're going to work well for my project here. So let's move this out of the way and stamp some of these guys out. Let me go ahead and bring in my little MISTI here, and we will ink some of these up in Memento black ink so I can add some marker coloring to them. And I'm going to start with this little guy here, and I might as well use those bits of cardstock that the stamped impressions from the defective stamp will just flip it over and use the backside. And then I can ink this up, and I'll probably have to do it a couple times. I find this silicone just stamps not quite as crisp. Actually, that looks pretty good. Let's do it one more time anyway, just because we can. Now, for most of these eagles that are flying or perched on a branch, I'm going to fussy cut those out. But for this one, because he's just a head, what I like to do with this type of stamp is cut it out. That's too small. Cut it out with a circle. And that way it doesn't need, I don't necessarily just want a floating head on my embellishments. So I think this is a great way to use them. And I'm going to purposely kind of put it towards the top of the circle, which gives me space down here that I can overlap a wordy bit. There's even the word eagle on this stamp, so I could stamp eagle underneath there, or maybe some pine sprigs or something, but or you could just center it. But I think we'll be able to develop this idea. So I'll go ahead and die cut that out. I'm going to get the rest of these stamped and fussy cut. And just like that, we have a bunch of custom ephemera to embellish our layout here. I did color those in with my Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend markers in earth brown and gold brown and stamped eagle on the circle. Now I am noticing this big pop of this dark blue paper here, and in the paper pack, not the workshop, the paper pack, they have a similar style. So I'm thinking about using it to put a mat behind this photo, but you almost don't really appreciate the pattern and I don't want to waste it. So what I'm going to do instead is get the look with just cardstock. This is a Night of Navy. So that piece is just not quite Secret Sea, but not quite Night of Navy. It's like a mix of the two. So that's why I went with the lighter one. I felt it was a better match. And I really like how that brings that over from that element on the right hand side. Now we've got crumb cake. So I cut a circle with my Spotlight on Nature circle die to layer my Explore More circle. I feel like it just adds some detail and interest with that edging there. And then now let's see, we've got these eagles. So this one, it would look good right there, but it's either one or the other. We could put it here. They do have this journaling block with like 5 notes that you could put. They're actually numbered. So I could use that and kind of create a little cluster down in this area here. Now for these little guys, they are directional, which really helps me. It just makes it easy. I know where to place them. So I want them flying into the layout. So I could go here. I kind of want to keep it with the cluster. And then this one, we'll put it up here with this upper embellishment cluster flying in. And this guy's perched, so it might look kind of cool perched on the title like that. I'm going to have to finagle him so he's not covering Bonnie, but that looks cool. Now, this one has 5 bullet points, which inspired me to record 5 facts. So, born fully brown, whitehead at 5, mate for life, build massive nest, and typically lay 2 eggs. So, those were some of the fun eagle facts we learned. Now, I wanted some more. We've got documented here, and I cut this tab from Seafoam cardstock, and I have an old date stamp. It's called Express Postage. That's from my Close to My Heart stash. So any date stamp, these little tabs are perfect for that. I don't always date my layouts in a vacation album because it doesn't matter. The vacation took place in July of 2023. So I don't feel the need to date all of them, but I wanted something to fill that spot. So when in doubt, add the date. I also want to add a little bit of bling to this layout, so I grabbed my faux bronze pentagons. These are like a metal embellishment. So I put a couple of those around each of my embellishment clusters, just kind of sprinkled them in and around the leaves and whatnot. So it adds a little bit of texture and some interest. and added another leaf and the things to note stamp from the eagle there. Let's take a look at the changes I made. And when I grabbed this, I realized they've got this sticker here, Chasing Adventure, Walking Through Nature. And I thought, well, why not? Let's see what that looks like. And I've got a couple of these stickers because, again, I have a couple sticker sheets. So I thought, let's see. Sometimes, you add one more thing and it's too much, but I'm going to go for it. And if you look at the original sketch, I kept it very similar, although the main difference is I put this circle up top. So I've got my title underneath and then moved the circle to the top of the page and then put the journaling block on the inside rather than the outside there, and added a few embellishments from my stash. And then as far as this side goes, I kept it pretty close, except I ran this piece all the way across to kind of combine those two, or, unite those two, and then bumped my photo over just a bit to give some spacing here. And then instead of the, view sticker, I went with my eagle sticker, but otherwise it's very similar. And I love how I was able to put my own little finishing embellishments on there to further, complement the theme of my photos. All of the supplies are listed in the description box below. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope this inspired you. And if you're looking for more outdoor adventure type layouts, you definitely want to watch these videos right here. Happy crafting!